There are people who will never eat the way you eat. They'll never travel the world. They'll never get the exposure you got. You got it, and this is what you're doing with it? I don't care what your record is. I don't care what they're saying. You start and you feel, that's Kobe, that's Jordan, and that's what made them. They wasn't scoreboard watching. They was legacy watching. They got my name on it. They got film of me. Kobe said, if you got film on me, I'm always going to show up my best. From this day forward, I need you to show up your best. I don't care what the score is. You took a check. You signed your name. You got your family watching. My mother will not see me speak and not give my best. My kids will not see me speak and not give my best. My wife is here. From this day forward, you start strong, you finish strong, or don't come at all. How many of y'all agree that you feel like your talent has put you in a position where you shouldn't be 1-5? You're more talented than that. Let me see your hand. If you're not going to talk, let me see your hands. All right, do me a favor. We're going to do it one more time. Just be real, bro. For real, don't do that thing where you looking at your homie and he raised his hand and we on some group thinking stuff. That's not going to get us a Super Bowl. All right, so don't do that. If you truly believe that individually you talented enough and collectively you talented enough, let me see your hand. All right, so we got some work to do. All right, so remember, I'm here for one thing, right? The 1-5 is not the problem. The talent is not the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is our individual and collective mindset about being 1-5. That's the challenge. Does that make sense?
Because right now, at 1-5, their season is over.
Yeah.
They have a 1% chance at being able to make the postseason. If you're looking at the Baltimore Ravens, it feels like a lost season already in week 6.
From a mental standpoint, who's ready to say we 1-5, but we're talented enough not to be 1-5, and we can end this thing strong? Let me see your hand. You're mentally ready to do it. I ain't say nothing about lifting no weights. I'm just being real. I'm gonna challenge some of y'all. It'll be easy if I say, let's go to the weight room. It'll be easy. You could do that. If I told you to go run some routes, you could do that, right? But when I told you mentality, you got to have, Kobe had the mentality. Jordan had the mentality. We're not talking about right now running plays. We're not talking about X's and O's. We're not talking about lifting weights. We're talking about the mindset of a champion. If we're going to get out of this 1-5 hole, it's not going to happen for talent alone, because you just told me we got talent, but we're not where we're supposed to be. So if it was talent, we'd be there. So we're not dealing with a talent problem right now. We're dealing with a mindset challenge. Some kind of way you showing up and you ain't showing up. Some kind of way you're present, you were there. Game time, you're there, but you're not there. Some kind of way you're not mentally and emotionally there, so your talent ain't coming out when it's supposed to. So if you are talented, I feel you. Does that make sense? Are you hearing the words coming out of my mouth? That I don't need you just to be present, but you need to be what? Good. You got to be focused. You got to be mentally there. What's the challenge? Okay, good. So somebody explain that to me, like physically. Like, what does that look like? What's the problem with it? Yeah. This is it right here, what I have for y'all. 9-7, right? 9-7. So the problem ain't what? The problem ain't your record, because they was 9-7 and they did what? No, talk back to me. They was 9-7. They did what? They won Super Bowl. 9-7. They won a Super Bowl. 10-6. They lost 7. Watch this. They finished with the worst record of any Super Bowl champion. 9 wins. Right? They lost 7. Y'all at 5. Y'all got 2 more to lose. Y'all got 2 more to lose to be on these boys. So I just want you to see it real quick. So the 1-5 ain't the problem. The 1-5 ain't the problem. The mindset is the problem. I just want to make sure mentally we're on the same page. Is this stuff making sense? They did the same thing you did. The year they won the Super Bowl, they did the exact same thing. You run around here talking about, let's not focus on the 5, right? Let's not focus on the 5. Somebody give it to me, because I don't play. So I don't want to say it and I mess up. Somebody talk to me real quick. How we going to end the season? What's the record going to be when we end the season? Some brave soul talk to me. Some brave soul. 12-5. Okay, so 12-5. Okay, I'm not mad. Anybody with him on the 12-5? Let me see your hand. Anybody with him on the 12-5? All right, so it's the tale of 2 teams then. How you think they felt during the season, coming into practice every day, coming to the games every day? They was undefeated. How you think the energy was when they came in here when they was undefeated that year? Didn't lose one game. What do y'all think the energy was like? Phenomenal. Did it matter? It didn't matter when it count. So I'm not really tripping on how y'all feel right now. We got to get that out of our mind. That's not the focus. The problem is, the reason why you may not be 5-1 is because you told me you came in the beginning of the season thinking this was going to be a phenomenal year. So that's probably what messed you up. Not that you're not necessarily talented, not that you don't have what it takes, but you probably came in and you probably had a mindset that made some of y'all chill. You probably came in and was like, we the Ravens. You probably came in and it's like, look what we've done. You probably came in, it's like, look at who our players are. And you probably didn't focus on what you should have been focusing on. But the cool thing about it is, we got an opportunity to turn that around. And it's on you. If you as talented as you say you are, you as gifted as you say you are, you should be able to line up with anybody and go out there and win. So after today, it's on you after today. Ain't no more excuses after today. Ain't no more wiggle room after today. You got to get after it now. You got to get after it. And you got to figure out what happened with the 5, and now we got to figure out what's going to happen with the 12. So we're going to make a commitment moving forward. It's called focus. And nobody can't do it for you. And here go the problem. I wish with my heart that your talent automatically came with focus. It don't. I wish your talent just, when you line up, your talent just make you focus. It does not. So if you're going to get focused, that's something you're going to have to practice on your own. That's something you're going to have to decide that means something to you. That's something that you're going to have to say is important to me. I don't want to lose because okay, it's one thing somebody beat you. They just better than you. It's something else when you give another man the doggone game. And you got to make a commitment after today that we're not losing no more and we're not going to shoot ourselves in the foot. Anybody ready to make that commitment to yourself? Anybody ready to make it to your team? Good, let's talk this side. One more. What's the 5? Because we got to get rid of the 5. To go undefeated and don't show up. You done showed up every single game of the season. And the main game, you don't show up. What he's saying to you is, from now on, you got to show up. Now, look, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't care if I'll never get to speak here again a day in my life. But listen to me very closely. Somebody pay you to do something. I'm just being real. Man to man, you give me a check. You give me a check. This old school, y'all young. They weren't doing contracts when my grandfather was alive. I used to watch my grandfather tell another grown man that they was going to do something and they never had a contract. Can you stand for me, please? This old school, forgive me. When my grandfather used to say something to another man, they never put nothing in writing. I never saw my grandfather a day in his life sign a document. When he told a man, I'm going to give you $500 on Friday at 8 o'clock, he would show up at 8 o'clock and give my man his money, and this is all they did. Y'all young, y'all don't know nothing about this, but what's this? This means I'm a man of my what? Thank you. I watched my grandfather shake men's hand. He never signed nothing. You signed something on the dotted line. You took something from another man. You told that man if he paid you this much that you would do X, Y, and Z. And it's time to show up. Not just in the first, not in the second, not in the third, not in the fourth. Man to man. You give me some money, I'm going to do exactly what I told you I was going to do. That's just manhood. I didn't tell you I was going to do it the first quarter. I ain't tell you I was going to do it. You gave me my money. You pay me when you say you're going to pay me. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. Anybody in this room, are you ready as a man when you take something and you say you're going to do something? Is anybody ready to start and finish exactly what they said they're going to do? Put your hands together if you're ready to man up and do what you said you're going to do. Now look, we're going to keep going to this slide, but it ain't got nothing to do with 1 in 5. As a man, I told you I make $150,000 an hour to speak. They didn't pay me that today. I promise you I'm still going to come in here and act like I'm getting paid $150. I'm not going to give them what they paid me worth. I'm going to give them what I got because God's looking at what I do. And he told me to be faithful over few. So if I come in here, I'm giving everything. And some of you want to give everything when you winning. You want to give everything when things are going well. That ain't manhood. Manhood is I show up and I show up my best every time I show up or I don't show up, period. Ain't got nothing to do with no money. Y'all grown. There are other kids who played college who never got here. You're the best of the best. You're a 1%er. There are people who would die to have this opportunity, and you got it. And you giving 70%? You're the 1%ers. There are people who work their whole life and they'll never see what you see. They'll never drive what you drive. There are people who will never eat the way you eat. They'll never travel the world. They'll never get the exposure you got. You got it, and this is what you're doing with it? I don't care what your record is. I don't care what they're saying. You start and you feel, that's Kobe, that's Jordan, and that's what made them them. They wasn't scoreboard watching. They was legacy watching. They got my name on it. They got film of me. Jordan said, if you got film on me, it's going to be the best. Kobe said, if you got film on me, I'm always going to show up my best. From this day forward, I need you to show up your best. I don't care what the score is. You took a check. You signed your name. You got your family watching. Anybody in the room, you got your family watching? Let me see your hand. Anybody got their family watching? Hands down. Anybody got their family showing up to a game? Let me see your hand. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. They filming this. My mother will not see me speak and not give my best. My kids will not see me speak and not give my best. My wife is here. From this day forward, you start strong, you finish strong, or don't come at all.